Greetings from World Witness to Thomson Presbyterian Church, Pastor Hank Wilson, elders, deacons, moms, dads, kids, everyone. Thanks for taking a minute to watch this video. As you can see from the picture, we are all finally back at our desks, but practicing social distancing here at the ARP Center. Secondly, our missionaries are almost all in the field, except for just a few who are trapped here because of the pandemic. Many of the missionaries were sick, but all have since gotten better. Like us, they're doing online Zoom Bible studies, live streaming services, children's clubs online. Even one of our missionaries is actually teaching Chechen Muslims French classes via the internet. And like us here in America, they have felt the racial tensions over the last few weeks surrounding the death of George Floyd and are searching for godly biblical responses to all of this. I want to take just a minute to thank you for one, supporting our missionaries during a time of truly global crisis, and two, to give a short word of encouragement. I have to admit, in the last couple of weeks, I have actually stuck out my hand and offered to shake someone else's hand at least twice. And if you've done that, you are absolutely, of course, not alone. And if you're like me, you shake hands and then you gasp. And then you apologize, and then you laugh, and then you shrug your shoulders. The pandemic has brought a whole new culture that is very unusual and difficult and sometimes funny to deal with. This is culture shock. This is much of what happens when a missionary goes overseas and they experience new social norms. Their system, their emotions are daily, minute by minute shocked. And some of it's funny, but some of it creates a low level of stress which comes out in strange ways in how you relate to your spouse or your children or your parents. Sometimes it erupts, sometimes it's just a quiet sadness. And we've all experienced this. And missionaries, as the culture shock begins to wane, they find new ways to find norms and comforts. And they realize that ultimately the cultural comforts that we found in our U.S. culture overseas, when they are not found, they must be found solely in a Christ culture. So our prayer for you today is that you would find daily comfort in the culture and arms of Jesus Christ during this pandemic. And secondly, we want to encourage you that our missionaries are reaching out to a people who are globally in culture shock, but amidst the stress and anxiety have no daily comfort in Jesus Christ. Thank you for being a people who are bringing them comfort. As we read in 2 Corinthians 1, 3, and 4, God has comforted us that we might, with God's comfort, comfort those in affliction. Thank you for being a people of comfort. Thank you for supporting our missionaries.